And how is everybody doing? And we're just getting all situated here. And there we go. And we are on live, and we're on live on Joker's on Duty. And so anyhow, just relaxing, and better day today, not as hot. Again, it's raining here like crazy, damp and that. So this Thursday night is Rotary Fair setup. This is the first night of it set up, and that is at 5:30 set up, and then there's the 30th first. So set up, and then I guess electrical inspection, and then more setup, and then the fair is Friday night, August the 3rd. So nice cold drink. The summer weather. It's just Pepsi. Would have loved it better with ice and that. And so anyhow, I'm gonna be a little. I'm gonna see again. I'm gonna still try to see in between if I can get some of my coffee time in at Tim Hortons, but can't guarantee I'm gonna get there in these next 2 weeks because I'm so busy doing setup. Probably a bit before the fair opens, but after the fair opens for the weekend, then I get so busy with the fair I don't never get Tim Hortons. So got my papers done today, and that was pretty cool. Got a busy morning tomorrow, early morning tomorrow. I'm out till 10 or 9. Depends what they have, depends on how busy we are at work. And I have to come home and do papers. Then I get a bit of a, then I'll come on and have a bit of social time. Also tonight, I'm actually gonna probably watch some movies. See what's on Netflix. Talking about Netflix, leave my suckers alone, you. Friday, or midnight Thursday night, early morning Friday, is the big season 6 of Orange is the New Black. So guys can see where it left off. Those that are into that kind of a TV season. It premieres on Netflix on the 27th. So very early in the morning. So again, anybody who's wanting to watch it fresh, stay up late, watch it fresh, or just catch it the next day when it's on Netflix. I'm going to try to watch it at the midnight hours and catch it really early on the 27th. You gotta get down, buddy. Okay? Now my cat getting on everything again. So anyhow, those are some of the updates. Those that loved, if you guys were into Goosebumps into the first Goosebumps movie or the Goosebumps TV series, R.L. Stine on Netflix has a new series. I forget what it's called. A couple new series, anyways. And a couple new movies on there. His Goosebumps movie is on there with Jack Black. It is returning this October in theaters, part 2. Goosebumps and the Haunted Halloween, calling it. So I can't wait to see that. Hit theaters. Well, I probably won't see it in theaters because I never go to theaters. But I want to wait till it's released on DVD and Blu-ray, and then we'll buy it. Don't take my phone with you. Hey, leave stuff alone. And so we're gonna have a wonderful fair weekend at the. So again, the birthday game is gonna be up and running. There's no dunk tank this year. I'm assisting and helping out, running the birthday game. And Hammer Slammer. There's no Hammer Slammer on August the 5th. It is done. So the last day, I guess, for the Hammer Slammer, if it is out, is the 4th of August. Because that spot's being, I guess, used for different displays. That's coming in like 93.3 The Dock radio station. And Bayshore Broadcasting Network. So that's going to be really cool. Let's see. Also, to August the 5th, keeping the update, is a fire at night, in the evening, is for a reasonable price, is the Fireman's Roast Beef Barbecue Dinner. Really good, guys. I went to it a couple times before. So it's a fundraiser that the fire department puts on, volunteer fire department puts on. But a lot of people love it. They get a lot of people out to it. And so all day to Sunday, on the 5th is Kids Bracelet Day, so at top price bracelet day. Because during the day is Kids Zone and Kids Fun Sunday Fun Day Market. As well, so that's just going to be quite of interesting. And Wyerton Skateboard Park, I was walking by the other day. It's coming along pretty good. They're starting to put the boards in and that kind of stuff. Doing the woodwork of it. Building the ramps and everything else like that. So it's gonna look kind of good. So enough of those. Looking at too spicy. And at least it got popped last meal's Tuesday. That is good. So keep my blood sugar up. No, I'm not diabetic. It's just if sometimes my mouth dries out. My blood sugar kind of goes down. Normally, everybody's does to a certain point. So again, so yeah, so at least I don't have to suck on suckers. They help a bit, but not as good. I chew on jelly bears. Of course, I got my spicy chips and that kind of stuff too, and they help it a bit too. And so I will have my lawn chair. Also, too, guys, I'm gonna have my lawn chair out there at the birthday game, helping out. And so again, it's something for me to actually sit on. I finally got myself a lawn chair to sit on. Because every year I'm always standing up, and I finally get this. Well, there is times where we don't get to really sit down, where we get so busy. And and we can't sit down because we get so busy. But at least I'll have my chair there, so if I get tired out, I got somewhere to sit. That's actually way more comfortable than the picnic tables. I tell you, those picnic tables are getting hard on the back. I don't know how people actually, vacationers can actually sit on those picnic tables. I can't. I'm a local and I can't even sit on those picnic tables. I mean, they're not comfortable. Also, too, guys, you can see too. I guess Pepsi's slowly going back to their white and white and blue cans. But this time they've got little, what you call little celebrities on the side of them. So you can see this one's got Michael Jackson on it. I don't know why I don't know why they can't put the live celebrities on the side of the Pepsi cans, but they always consist on putting the dead people on there. I got a couple Elvis. So a couple of my Pepsi cans got Elvis on it. Elvis Presley on it. But I mean, they always on the system putting all the dead celebrities on there. They don't put any of the live ones. Except, well, I got one can with Britney Spears. She's still alive. But other than that, like, I've got a couple of, like, I've got a couple of Pepsi cans that had Elvis, Elvis Presley, Michael Jackson, all the dead guys on it. Johnny Cash. So, I mean, but me personally, I would more prefer Coke than anything. But anyhow, but it is still good. Rotary Village Fair had the opportunity to change from Pepsi to Coke. They do not wish to change from Pepsi to Coke. They decided to stay with Pepsi. So again, they're not doing they're not doing what the other events have done. Have switched. So switch catering. So I mean, so when the food court sets up, they didn't switch caterers. So for what comes down to the suppliers. So their main suppliers are Pepsi. So they're staying with the Pepsi suppliers. They're not going to switch over to Coca-Cola suppliers. Because if they were to switch over to Coca-Cola suppliers, they could not sell. They would not be allowed to sell any Pepsi products whatsoever. They'd have to sell all Coca-Cola products. So whatever Coca-Cola products there is, it would contain of like probably root beer or no, I think that's Pepsi. Coke, Diet Coke. Whatever is brewed by Coca-Cola, they would have to sell. They would not be allowed to sell any Pepsi products like Dr. Pepper or anything else like that. So, I don't even think the fair is ever, even though Dr. Pepper is a Pepsi product, I don't think the fair ever sold Dr. Pepper. They've ordered so many cases of, cases of, the root beer. I don't even think root beer is even Pepsi either. I don't know. I can't remember. Again, they've always sold like Pepsi, whatever. They've sold like anything that's Pepsi products, and I don't think that I've ever seen them sell Dr. Pepper at all, but they sell the sparkly water and that kind of stuff, and they sell regular water, so bottled water. So, a lot of people can't understand why they sell bottled water, but it actually, if you really look at it, the bottled water is actually pure spring water. So it is filtered water. So technically, it is not lake water or faucet water that comes out of your everyday city faucet taps and that, because that water is not healthy because it's all full of chlorine and that. So what they do with the bottled water, they get the water from the same place, but they have people, professional people, that actually put it through a filter that actually filterizes the water, that cleans the water out. They have these machines that actually will filterize the water, and technically they actually do clean the chlorine out of the water and everything else like that. So again, they run it through like a filter. With technology today, they run it through like a filter machine, like a water plantation. So what a water plantation is it goes from the lake into the plantation, and the plantation has got like a motor in it or whatever, and it's got a dividing tubing tunnels to it, I guess. And the dirty water, the chlorine water goes up into the plantation one way, and the plantation actually sterilizes. I don't know how it does it, but they've scientifically they are able to do it. They sterilize the water, and they dischlorine it, and all that kind of stuff. And it runs through a clean filter, so they felt somehow they purely spring filterize the water, so it's healthy for you. So again, it is some type of science, technology, machinery that they have, that they have tested, that they've had, that works over the years. So, hey sweetie, somebody's under my feet, playing with my feet, and so they're able to filterize the water. They have all these plantation towers and machinery that knows how, that actually is designed to clean out everything. So it comes on the lake in both ways. It comes from the lake, but they pre-filterize it and spring it, so it's natural spring water. So, and then they test it for drinking. So once it passes the health test for drinking, then they sell it on the market. So that's what I said. The straight from the tap, guys, it's not always healthy, because there's so much stuff in it too. So sometimes you take a risk of it being, having chlorine in it or whatever, and it doesn't taste too good. My cat is picky. He likes the spring bottled water, and don't you, buddy? Yeah. But sometimes you have to settle for tap. Ow! Settle for tap water. He's playing with my feet. So yeah, and so we just wanted to have a quick update on that. And so anyhow, so a lot of restaurants, they'll sell the water. They don't give it. A lot of places they sell it for like $1 or something like that. Like you can't go into a restaurant anymore and ask for tap water because they cannot serve you tap water because it's against it's violation of the health code, against all health departments. It's a health issue. So and that. So basically that is just basically an update on that, an update on the fair, and closer to the fair, guys, I am going to be back in my Rotarian blues, and that, and my blue shirt, and my blue hat, and that. So, and so anyhow, like I said, it says our first setup, we start setup Thursday night, and then on Tuesday night is canvassing. And then it goes. Then when we get into the like when we get into August the 3rd, the fair opens at 6 o'clock at night on the Friday night. So, and it goes to Monday, August the 6th. So also too, there is fireworks the night before the last night of the fair. The last night of the fair is the Dream Draw, the big Dream Draw. And so that is quite interesting. Then there's bingo at the bingo tent, the Bingo Nick. It's an 18 plus. Must be 18 years of age to buy the bingo tickets and play bingo. because you can actually win cash out of it. It's one of those. It is one of those lottery gaming commission licensed one of those gambling games. So, which is 18 plus. Kids can be in the bingo tent with the parents, but the kids cannot play bingo. Those are just the rules Nick has. Because it is an adult lottery. So, just like the Nevadas are and the Dream Drop, but the rest of the carnival, the rest of the games, anybody can play them, and that kind of stuff. And the birthday game, anybody can play that. Kids can play the birthday game, because that's where we get that at the birthday game. That's where we give away all the big stuffed toys and the green monkeys and everything else like that, and big green gorillas and everything else like that. My wife won a few last year, and I won one. I won a pug last year. So, it is one of those. It's one of those games too, where the tokens are sold on the side of the birthday game. So there will be somebody at a table beside the birthday game selling the tokens, and then you buy the tokens on the side of the birthday game, and then you go and you play them on the birthday game board. And that kind of stuff, and you roll this big plastic dice that's got all the dates and months on it. So if your favorite day or month shows up on the dice and it matches the board, and you got a token on that favorite day, your favorite day you picked or month, and that day or month comes up, you can win. So again, a lot of people have won on St. Patrick's Day. Last year, the big winners last year for the birthday game was usually was January, the odd St. Patrick's Day, a couple Easters, a couple Octobers, and that kind of stuff too. So we will also too, guys, when we're at the fair, I'm gonna try to take you guys live. I'm gonna have my phone I'll be operating from a mobile phone. I will get my battery pack up and running, and that. Hey Nick, how you doing? And so I will get my Wi-Fi battery pack up and running, and when the fair rolls into town and when the fair is open and running, even at the birthday game, we're gonna try to see if we can bring you guys live on. And that kind of stuff, so that way you guys can actually see how the birthday game is being played, and so you can actually see the big birthday game game operators in action at the birthday game. So so that is really good. We have a couple. We do have a couple of microphone callers. We call them microphone callers. They're the guys that draws the people in to play the birthday game. They're really, really cool guys. The one guy, he is a cool guy, a young guy, and he's really, really, really. He's got a very cool Carney voice for it. So I think he used to be an ex-Carney, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think I don't know if he was or wasn't, but he seems like he was the type that might have been a Carney at one time. I know his father was. His father is an elderly gentleman. He's a scout leader for the South Bruce Peninsula Boy Scouts, which is out in meet at Sauble Beach, out at the church, Fellowship Church out in Sauble Beach, and he's really, really, really nice guy, and he's also our town Santa Claus. So don't spill that out to the little kiddies. We don't want to ruin Christmas for them. Also, too, last year, Christmas was one of the biggest winners on the birthday game as well. So, so again, all your favorite all your favorite months, days, and holidays are on the birthday game board. So it goes in a big square all the way around, and the dice actually matches the birthday board. So so when you lay your tokens down, if you roll the dice, and if you got a token on January, you lay your tokens down. You got a token on January. The dice rolls January. You win a prize. Sometimes what we do too is we have our special bonus games. Birthday Bob likes to do when he's on. He likes to do play on the line. So again, instead of putting the coin right on the month or date, you put it on the blue line in between certain sections of the board, and to play on the line for some of the big prizes and that kind of stuff too, the bigger prizes. And you play on the line and you can win bigger prizes. So again, it still matches up the date or month, but again, it is played in between on the line between those months or dates you picked. So it is more complicated part of the game. He just likes to make it more complicated than anything, but it is quite fun. So again, like I said, all the money that the Rotary Village Fair takes in at the fair is actually goes back into the community to pay for stuff like our skateboard park that's being built for the teenagers, or it goes into different community charities around the community. It also goes into third world countries to provide them clean drinking water. So if they got to build, if the like tornado wrecks in other countries, or if there's like a big tsunami that happened in other countries, that Rotarians actually send Rotarians out to be able to restructure homes out in if it's anywhere overseas, the Middle East, whatever, even in war disaster countries. So again, all that there goes out to good causes. So also too, at bingo, when you buy your bingo ticket, all your money goes into those charities that we take in. But also too, if you win on bingo, you do also win money as well. So that's why it's an adult game. I know there was a couple of years I won like about, what was it, 1 year before I started helping out with the Rotary Fair. I was playing bingo when I first moved out here, and I won about $100 to $200 1 year on bingo alone. The old ladies were jealous of me, but oh well, because he would have won a thing. But that's why they don't like us. As young 20 or 30-year-olds in the bingo tent, they get offended. Because sometimes we just have the lucky hand at winning the odd time. But yes, Rotarians, if they're on break, usually most service clubs don't allow it. But I don't know. They've not said anything. But if Rotarians or volunteer Rotarians are on break, volunteers, and they're sitting in the bingo tent, if they're of age to play bingo, sometimes us Rotarians will go sit in there and play bingo. Sometimes some of them will won money too. They're not as not picky in that department, but most service clubs usually would not allow that. I know if you work for the actual Kearney Midway, I know I've had cousins, uncles working for Conklin World Finest Super Show, and Midway operators, and if they're playing the games, the actual Kearneys that work the games, that work the fair, the ones that actually do make a living at on the actual Midway, that travel and run with the Kearney Gypsy Wagon line. They do have a bingo wagon themselves, but they do not allow their staff or their Kearneys to sit in amongst the public to play bingo. They're not allowed to. It is a rule that the actual Kearney, like Magical Midway and Conklin have, because it'd be too fixed. No matter if they're, because even if they're of age. They can't even play the loony machine. I know the Kearneys travel with their own loony machine, and where you can actually pump in the loonies and try to win loonies or whatever, toonies or whatever. But their own Kearney people are not allowed to sit in their bingo trailer and play bingo. It is not allowed. or anything along that kind of line. But even if they do play, like if they play some of their own game trailers, they're allowed to, but they're not allowed to win. So again, that's what I like about volunteering for Rotary, because Rotary will let you play the games and let you win. But if you're an actual Midway county, like working for money to live, and you're actually working on a county circus, actual Midway county circus line, gypsy line, wagon line, like Conklin Midway, Conklin World Finest Super Show, and that kind of thing. The actual county, Midway counties themselves, are not allowed to win on their own games. They can play them, like the game tents or the game trailers, but if it comes down to their bingo trailers or anything of their gambling trailers or their loony gambling 18 plus gambling trailers or their gambling bingo trailers, the counties are not allowed to sit in there and play the actual 18 plus games. Even though they are of age, they cannot play it. They don't allow them to. If they get caught, they're automatically fired from their job and they're left stranded whatever city they're in. No matter if they're from Utah, United States, they're walking home. They're not allowed. They've got strict rules and standards. So if they screw up, they're stuck stranded here, or they walking back to the United States. There's no way around it, and they don't even pay for a bus ticket for them home either, or a train ticket. They just ditch them on the highway. It's adios. You're walking. So I know they did that to one of my cousins. Oh man, he was pissed. And halfway in between, he actually took seizures, and my uncle had to actually drive across the border just to go pick him up. He was pissed because he lost time off of work. His union got pissed at him for it. But that is, I look back on that. That uncle that had my uncle that had done that, he's deceased now too. But like I said, it is comical. But my cousin that got stranded, he's still around, and that kind of stuff. And like I said, that's. I know it wasn't funny then, but you look back, it's kind of funny. Man, I tell you, he was one pissed off dude. I'll tell you. Oh man, because he even told my cousin, he says the next time it happens, you stay in there. I ain't picking you up. Because he had to pay for every tailgate going through customs just to go pick him up. Again, the guy was totally ticked by the time he got back. And all the red tape and bullshit he had to go through the customs and go across and explain why he's going across. But yeah, so like I said, so again, there's just some weird things on how life works. And like I said, it works in mysterious ways. But like I said, you always learn from your mistakes and everything else like that. But that is one big mistake to ever have. Somebody ever has to learn from. But yeah, so that's why I'm glad I'm just a volunteer, because I don't ever have to worry about traveling. We stay in one spot all the time. But yeah, so but it's the actual Midway County guys that come across the border, and everything goes back across the border, like Magical Midway or Conklin World Finest Super Show. They travel the road and that kind of stuff, and they're constantly back and forth across customs 24/7 when it comes down to the summer seasons. So I mean, they're one of those big time, county circus gypsy wagon lines that come through. So again, it is crazy. One of those crazy lifestyles, I guess. Some people, it's okay. Some people love living that kind of lifestyle. But again, if I have never met my wife, and if I had been still single, I would have been traveling that way as well myself. But no, it is just not just not was not my cup of tea. Um, so I kind of settled for doing the same kind of job but voluntarily. Um, there's a odd time when the county guys they come in, and that kind of thing. If they need help moving a picnic table, I help them out, especially if some of the what you call some of their some of the women counties, and that kind of have trouble. Um, may have trouble lifting anything, like a picnic table, or can't do it themselves or whatever, and they're in town or whatever. I go over and I help them move the picnic table, and that kind of thing, so they don't end up having an accident, because if they have an accident, then they have to file for workman comp, and automatically, if they file for on a county line, if you file for workman compensation, automatically 10 to 1, the head county management is going to fire you, because they don't want a liability of getting sued. So to get around the lawsuits, they kick your ass off the job. Very big time. A lot of county lines will do that. So once you injure yourself, they'll put you out of work. And they'll let you go because they don't want the liability on their hands. So because they don't like paying out the workman comp. I know one guy last year was telling me that he said he hurt himself so many times putting up when he came here with the fair with his crew and with Magical Midway, and he said he's injured himself so many times all these years. He's gone through so many injuries and everything else, putting everything up and dropping things on himself or whatever. And he tried to get workman's comp, and he came close. A couple times he said he was lucky he didn't get fired, but he said he came close to being actually fired and losing his home and everything. Because of the fact that even though he injured himself on their clock, on their job site, he'd have the right to file their workman insurance comp, but they told him if he did, they'd let him go. So again, he didn't want to face that kind of road, so he didn't enforce. He was smart because he did not really enforce the workman comp like he could have or had the right to. So again, he didn't want to stir up any enemies or whatever, because they're supposed to be, they travel and work, and they're supposed to be like a family with each other, but that kind of deal. So again, he's really, other than that, he is a nice guy. That kind of thing, and I see him every year. And that kind of thing, always check in and see how he's doing. He's gonna be back this year, and so sometimes at the fair, if I see him walking around, I talk to him and that kind of thing, just to be polite. Especially, I love the guy that comes in with the ferret. I have to tell you, that's really, really cool. He comes in with the ferret every year, and then there's one guy, he's got a Jack Russell dog, and then a lot of animals running around with them. So like I said, I enjoy helping out at it. Also too, I do at night, at night I change the garbage bags for the next day, and change the garbage bins for the next day, and that kind of thing. So that way it is fresh garbage bags for the next morning. So that I'm up, I don't get home until like 2 or 3 in the morning. So, and then I have to go back down to the fairgrounds the next day early to be there for opening time. Now while the fair is on. Sometimes I go down even though it doesn't open till 12 in the afternoon on the Saturday and the Sunday and the Monday, I go down in the morning to help the guy with the truck to pick up the garbage bags from behind the bingo tent. And sometimes I try to meet up with him earlier if I can catch him, and to help him pick up the garbage bags and put them on his pickup truck, and he hauls them out. So, because again, the township truck doesn't go in while the fair is actually operating. They won't. So again, the Lions Club has to remove all the bags themselves. So So again, they come in with the bread pickup, and the Lions Club removes all the garbage bags from behind the bingo tent. And then the next night, and then the last night of the fair is easy because all the bags come out. You don't have to put a new bag in, and they just empty all the cans and that kind of thing. And all the bags go behind the bingo tent. So, I'm hearing things. So again, so that's how that cookie crumbles. Hopefully this year we do not get any bad weather to the point we're flooded out. We did miss fish fly season for the fair, so we won't be affected. That is good. So again, like I said, we don't have to worry about fish flies attacking us this year because fish fly season was last weekend. So again, we won't be seeing any fish flies this fair year. Again, so they bypass us. They can't. Fish flies came early, but you never know. There may be the odd 3 that might decide to surprise us. So again, those are some of the updates. But yeah, so but yeah, I wanted to throw in a little bit of a sense of humor there for you, and so update on what's coming up, and that with the fair, keep me updated. I will be also too. There will be we're gonna try if there's a dead downtime, because sometimes there is that dead downtime in between. We get the big crowds, then we have the dead downtime. So we get that relaxation time where it's not so busy, and then I can actually take you live at the fair. So I think also too for the kids, I don't know this year if we're gonna have that dead downtime or not with the Sunday Fun Day market thing. I think that's gonna be swamped in big time. Never know. We may end up getting that dead. We might actually get that dead silence time on the Saturday, more so I think so than we will the Sunday. Because the Sunday, now last year we just had the kids on. Last year we didn't have the Sunday Fun Day market day running into anyways. So again this year we're probably going to be strictly busy. So again with that Sunday Fun Day thing, so I don't think the Sunday is going to be we're going to have that very quiet dead time at the fair where everything dies down for a bit. We don't know, we may or may not, it's hard to say. I think more so we're going to get that, we'll probably see that more Saturday than anything. Saturday or the Monday we're going to see that more so. So again, that is going to be the best time to actually go live is when it's not so busy. So again, or even if we've got enough people to cover the boards, and we've got enough, we got a good caller there, and I'm even on a break, then I can slip on live for you, and that kind of stuff too. So it depends on how we are for volunteers too. So if we're really short-handed and there's only 2 of us having to do everything, like we do most years, or one person having to do everything, then it's kind of hard to go live. But it's a birthday game. We're good at rigging stuff up. I'm sure I can rig the camera setting somewhere. But yeah. So again, I gotta make sure my Wi-Fi battery pack is actually up and operating too. make sure it's fully charged, because I want one of those Wi-Fi portable batteries that I can actually plug into, plug it and operate from. I may have to turn my locations on. So again, like I said, so that way we can actually make sure we're doubling up on everything, and check my grid and everything else like that to see how strong my grid is, and that. So again, we're gonna kind of up boost. Technically, we're up boosting technology. So for this weekend, to get mainly to strongly to get it working on outside. Right now, off and on it works outside. So again, like I said, to make sure making sure it's double working outside. My live stream, we're gonna kind of give the grid a very good boost. So again, like I said, there is a turn on button on here too. So I gotta go through my settings and switch what I need on. And so that way for that weekend. So so that way we are strong. We'll be live and strong. And I do apologize again this year, guys. No dunk tank. We just didn't have enough volunteers over the last few years. 1 year it was okay. The first 2 years, all the years so far it was going good until last year. And I guess last year we started having a lot of backouts, and we weren't getting the volunteers for the dunk tank because a lot of sponsors were not showing up. Wiarton Dental, that I work for, I was sitting on the tank for Wiarton Dental. 2 of us showed up for that. Me and somebody else, one of my other co-workers, showed up for that to sit on there. And so again last year, so that was kind of cool. So again, there was too many openings, and the board was being left open, and there was too many backouts, and so some of the other people couldn't show up the last minute. Didn't even think to call in. But again, like I said, it was so much lost time on the board. So again, they decided not to put the dunk tank up this year. I don't know what the story is with what's going on with the story is with the Hammer Slammer. If it is just because of they're not running it on the Sunday because of the displays and then put it back up for the Monday, I don't know. If they're planning on even putting it out this year, I don't know what's going on with the Hammer Slammer. All I know is I've been reading up on some of the emails that there is not going to be. Basically what I understand by the email is that the way they're talking it is. They just said for August the 5th, there's going to be no Hammer Slammer, so technically it sounds like the 5th or the 6th are probably not going to be Hammer Slammer, or maybe they're probably going to decide the last minute not to put the Hammer Slammer up at all. So again, I don't know what their plans are for the Hammer Slammer. So again, unless they're going to bring back, I guess in the place of the Hammer Slammer, they're probably going to bring back another probably that hasn't been there for a while. Probably I think they're probably going to bring back the Maple booth. I don't know. They didn't have it for the last few years, so I don't know if they're planning on putting that up again this year. For this year. Unless they finally got volunteers for it, because the last few years they couldn't get assignments or conveners for it. And that they used to do, Rotary used to cook breakfast for the carnies on a Sunday morning, but they are not doing that this year. They've stopped it the last 2 years, and that kind of stuff. So I guess there is, so I guess that doesn't happen anymore either. But that was kind of cool. That was a cool thing they did. The carnies really appreciated that. It all saved the money too at the restaurants. But yeah, so so again, that was another thing that went downhill about 2 years ago. But like I said, everything's got its own reasons. So like I said, that there is so again, like I said, there's the bingo with Bingo Nick every night from 7 to 11, and which is 18 plus. Again, you must be 18 years of age or older to purchase the bingo cards. If you are before 7 o'clock, they're $1. I guess they're $1 each, and then after 7 o'clock they go up. And also too, again, kids can be in the bingo tent, but the kids cannot. Anybody under the age of 18 cannot play bingo. Play the bingo cards because it is an 18 plus gaming commission licensed. So because it's one of those gambling things that you do win money at. So again, and then at the end of the night, he has the big has the big jackpot and that kind of stuff. $100 jackpot at the end of the night. So that is kind of cool. So keep that in mind. You guys go check out that bingo tent. So for the adults, if you're looking for something to do, if you're over 18 years of age, you want to go play bingo. When you try to win your luck at bingo, the bingo tent is operating. Now, kids zone day in the morning. Again, during the day, that bingo tent pavilion becomes kids territory during the day. And so that's where they got all the clowns and sometimes Dickie Bird from Walkerton. So again, I mean, so that is the part of the kids. The Sunday morning is the kids zone fun day, so that is the kids time in that section. So again, they usually set up the tables for that, and then after those days events are over, then bingo comes in at night. So. So that's usually how the fair is up and running. And so again, it's a lot. The companies, they bring a lot of cool stuff with them when they bring the rides and that kind of stuff. I'm not sure what they're bringing for rides. Last 2 years, the year before they brought the Gravitron. This year I don't think they brought it for the public. I never get time to ride the rides because I'm so busy. But I would have loved the year they brought the Gravitron, because I gave them a suggestion to bring it the one year, and they brought it. I went out of the way to bring it last year, and I was just so sorry I couldn't get on the ride. I was just so busy. Again, we didn't have enough volunteers, and we were short-handed, and I just got so busy. If we had had a full hand of volunteers, I would have been able to take a break and go and pay and ride on the Gravitron. But yeah, so again, like I said, it is. But most of the time, we've always been short-handed, especially with the there's sometimes we're short-handed at the birthday game, and then there's certain times at the birthday game everybody piles in like butterflies. You can't get rid of them. So again, so those are what the updates are like, and I was just sitting back and just trying to think what I'm gonna watch tonight, and so I can actually get to relax with, and we will again, we will be bringing our YouTube pre-recorded shows also on might be night shows again October 6th on our pre-recorded birthday shows. I guess again it'll be just lip syncing, guys. I will probably buy some supplies. Also too, we're gonna have our Halloween night. I don't know what we're gonna do yet for that. I'm thinking about putting probably go for the night live stream, night walk, or depending on the weather. Again, but also too, I'm going to pre-set up here, I guess, with the dummies, just in case it's raining out or whatever and we don't get outside because of the weather. So again, the dummies will be stuffed up and they'll be ready to go for Halloween night. So you can actually bring you a bit of a spooky show. So again, that'd be really, really, really awesome. So again, Thanksgiving again will be what you call a Jokers on Duty break, because of with it being Thanksgiving and that kind of thing in October. So far, there's not another Friday the 13th coming up, I don't think, before Halloween this year, because it fell earlier in July this month. So again, I do not know. We probably all I know is in October the 13th does not fall on a Friday. This year, like it does most years, usually when it's closer to the Halloween week or whatever, or we finally declare the main countdown to Halloween, which is Halloween week. So again, it goes right on to the end of October. So again, I will double check my calendar, but I don't think we have a Friday the 13th in October this year. Like we did most years. Yeah, I think it's every second year or something like that. We're lucky enough that falls that way. But again, I just wanted to keep everybody all updated. And I hope everybody has a great day. And thank you for tuning in. And this was your Jokers on Duty. Have a great day.